Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick second here to interject about the GoFundMe page that I still have going on here. Again, this GoFundMe is not for me, it is for my friend. A little bit of update, he's recently went to court with the case and won, as we knew he would, because it was unfounded, but regardless, it still put him in a big financial bind. I didn't really see anybody donate, and this isn't me like, harping on you. If you can't donate, you can't donate. If I could, I would donate him the money. I just don't have it. So I get it if you all don't have it or don't feel compelled to, open up the old purse for him. That's up to you. But I just want to once again say that GoFundMe's still here. I'm gonna have it linked down below. If you want more information on what the GoFundMe is about, please check on it. It's going to be in the description. But otherwise, if you could try to help him, we're just trying to get to 2,000. He's at 80 right now. Big ways away from that. But if you can donate, please do. If you can't, well, thanks for listening. All right, guys, back into the games. All right, everybody. MTG Metalhead here for MTG Archives. Just doing another playtest video here for Bant Lotus Field Control here on Arena for Pioneer/Explorer. Again, nothing has changed as far as our deck list is concerned. We're just going to play some ladder rankings and see what we can do. Let's hop into the games. Alright, playing against Thyoga Sosa, if I mispronounced that or butchered it. Sorry. Yeah. The first hand was a bit unfortunate. This hand seems okay. I think we'll put back the Fateful Absence. One thing we could try to build to is possibly getting our two up the beanstalks in play, then playing an early discon just to draw 2 cards out of it, if nothing else happens. It's also assuming we don't end up somehow running into like a Thoughtseize deck or something like that. Just get our first up the beanstalk into play. Well, that was a good draw. I'm a little scared about whatever might be happening here. That's a little less scary. Alright, we're going to hold control. We're going to play Lotus Field. And then we're going to discontinuity. Drawing a card and then, of course, letting our stuff do what they do. Okay. Get on for 2. Okay, we're not that scared of what's going on right now, but at the same time we also can't just rest on our laurels here, so I think our best bet is to just go ahead and destroy all creatures. Get a cancel going. Don't think I'm going to be needing that, but I'll go ahead and put this into play and just say go. Mono Red Devotion, interesting. Okay, what does this do? Whenever you or at least one part of your control becomes the target of a spell or ability, when control the unknown question deals 2 damage to that player. So we have to target it specifically, or target for that to do much of anything. Well, it's a good thing that we don't really plan on doing that. Let's go ahead and play this. Go ahead and play a Thespian stage and pass the old turn. Okay, second ley line of commotion, sure. So here we're going to copy our Lotus Field. That's about it. Okay. So here, because we don't know what they're trying to devote into, and even though it will cost us both our up the beanstalks, I'm just going to go ahead and farewell all modes. It'll draw us 2 cards and get rid of their board presence. And they just concede. Okay. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure what our opponent's deck is trying to do. We know there's some sort of devotion deck, but I don't know what their end game is just yet. I like to have a couple of counter spells and definitely some lifelink. And let's see, against them, what's probably pretty bad. This is probably a little bit too too intense, and we want to cut one more card. Probably don't need all the Doom Scars. Or maybe we don't need all the Fateful Absences. We'll see. We'll try it like this and see if we need to adjust in the next game. Oh, I didn't pour it enough out. I just realized that. Well, oopsie daisy. Playing over a 60 card deck, not on purpose. That was just me being stupid. Huh. Well, this is not the best of hands. This one's a little better. You will put back the Farewell. I wonder if they were trying to board to ley lines. Or rather, mulligan to ley lines. We'll see, I guess, if they have pregame actions. You there, opponent? Clock's still running. Always have to make sure because up until recently I've had this problem with Arena where it kept crashing. I ended up having to uninstall it and reinstall it, and I didn't know if that was whether that was still a repeat problem, so I had to make sure. And apologies for any noise in the background. My dogs are playing around out there. Something to be probably the continued problem on my channel. Well, our opponent is either their arena crashed or something like that happened. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't think they're roping me. I don't know, maybe they are. Maybe they mulled down really low, got pissed, and just kind of exited off the game. Which, you know, for anybody out there, like, I get it, roping happens, but, and they may not be roping us just for clarity's sake here, but regardless of what they are or not doing, it's really bad etiquette to rope somebody. It just is. Like, it just shows how much you don't care about yourself, your opponent, or the game when you do something like that. It's really childish. It doesn't accomplish anything. All you end up doing is wasting some of your opponent's time. And the only real logical reason someone would do that is to try to punish your opponent, and what you're punishing them because either A, they were luckier than you, or B, they played a deck that was better against you. Like, that's kind of silly and childish. Like, if you're gonna get mad at the game, then just concede. It's really not that difficult. Nobody's saying you have to play the game, but don't waste your opponent's time by roping them. I laugh at it mostly and find humor in it, or try to find humor in it, because I think it's funny that someone gets so mad at the game that they behave like a child, but, you know, it is what it is. And it definitely looks like we're getting roped here. Okay. Okay. I'd love 1 month to try to do a race to Mythic, but unfortunately I work full time, and again, this YouTube channel, as much as I do love what I do on it, it's a side project, so I don't always have time between my family and work to be able to do that. So that's why you don't see me at Mythic most of the time. It's not that the deck isn't good enough, it's just I don't have enough time to play enough games to do it. Definitely a mulligan here. This is a keep. We'll put back the Dream Trawler. Going against Red Black Sack, maybe? Could also be the combo deck. Could be a number of decks, to be fair. A lot of decks play Giganta. Could also, with their icon being what it is, it could be the Red Black Transmogrify deck. Definitely not that now. Oh, okay, this deck. Sure. Okay. Heroic. So this deck can be a difficult matchup. Depends on the kind of draws they have. Okay, so that's a must-kill card. So what we have to do here, because again, it is 100% a must-kill card, we are killing it right now when they cannot do anything about it. Because that's the card that will kill us. Favorite Hoplite we can manage, but the Virtuoso just does so much damage over time. Okay, so now That was a very good draw, obviously. We got super lucky there, because I was going to say I'm not sure how this game's going to play out because I didn't know if we were going to be fast enough. That is going to make all the difference, because they really can't do anything against a Farewell. Pretty much Farewell is going to be, for the most part, lights out against them. They're going to do the little fight thing, give it trample or something along those lines, I'm assuming. Sure. Okay, now here we're actually, I mean, damage is usually something that we try to avoid, but this is a answer to a threat, so we're actually going to do that, and then we're going to pick all modes. Pretty hard for our opponent on that one. Yeah, they just concede. Okay, so against them, we honestly don't have a whole lot. I mean, we have life linkers that can come in. That's realistically about it. This can hit some of their threats, but not enough for it to matter. This one can, like, protect us if we're just trying to shield ourselves for a turn. Maybe that's all we need. It's been a while since I've had to think about this matchup and the best way to board. Okay. So we boarded in 2 of those. Maybe we don't actually need these. And we cut 2 of these and 1 of those. So I think I overboarded right now. 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 17. Yeah, I need 2 more cards. We'll put in 1 of these. This is not a great card, but I think that in the dark, I would like to have 1 of them. What it does is it's not an actual answer to a threat, but like on a big turn when our opponent's like attacking us for a bunch, it is a fog. It's more or less a fog. Well, that hand is hot garbage. Hand's not much better, but it's better enough that we would keep it. Yeah. Okay. So I think our plan is next turn play Castle Vantress, Doomscar Foretold. If we have to play the Eiganjo on turn 3, we will. And then we will Wrath if we feel like the Wrath is going to succeed. Well, that is really terrifying because... So we really want to foretell here, but I don't think we can afford to. I think we have to kill. Like, you just have to kill that thing on sight. That thing is too dangerous. It can literally kill you in 1 turn. I mean, we can still take a lot of damage here, but I think... Now, it's very possible that they have the protection spell here. And if they do, they do the thing that gives their creatures indestructible, but we don't really have a choice. I think we have to kind of go for it. And that worked out better than we thought it would. Okay. So So here we definitely have to play this. And this is going to seem super weird. We're actually going to minus on the Swift Spear. The reason we're doing it now is because we want them to play their pump spells now and waste it so that they don't have it on their turn to pump. They probably have a protection spell, and that's okay. We want them to use it. Yeah, see, that's fine. Because we basically just want to fog as much as we can to buy enough time. Because if we can land this Dream Trawler and keep it around, it's pretty much game over. That would have been a good draw if we had a land. So here, again, they could have a protection spell, but I think we have to do it. Like, we have to just mitigate damage as much as we can. Again, that's fine. We expect this. And we just gotta hope to top deck a land on our next turn. And we do. Sweet. So do blue, and we will just do this on all moves. There's really not much we can do about it. Okay, I'm just going to hold up the discontinuity. We're just going to go to combat. We need to get fancy. Just concede. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, in that matchup, you're really just trying to buy time. And, you know, although it sucks that, you know, you minus the Teferi not plussing it, you're really just trying to survive. Alright. Getting to round 3 against Satoshi here. It's a capable hand. I wouldn't call it great, though. Burn. Well, this is going to be a tough one. Burn is a tough matchup. Our hand's actually somewhat decent against Burn, though. A courier build. Interesting. Don't see that too much, honestly. Okay, so here we're going to do this, and I think it's correct at the moment to go ahead and get rid of this courier. Problem. Why was that an oops? That doesn't really do anything. That is a bit unfortunate. Don't really want to do nothing, so I think I'm going to play this and Strict Procker. Mostly it's a blocker, and it will at least give us some protection against whatever they're doing. Granted, they can burn it and kill it, and that's fine, but like, that's burn not going at our face at the very least. Sure. So you're shrapnel blasting it. Okay. Oh, that's what that's. Can't say I expected that one. Yeah, I think we're pretty dead here. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. So yeah, we're dead against that. We can't really beat the Hazoret with what we have in our hand and the speed at which we can deploy it. Now, this is a little interesting. Question is, do we want to board in anything else? Probably not. These are fogs, but they're not really what we need to do here. They're not doing mass damage to us in big chunks. So yeah, I think it's just that. I think I'd rather board out 2 of these because they're slower. And then 1 of these. And probably a farewell. Probably another beanstalk. Okay. Just had to think. Yeah, they were just a little too fast for us there. The Hazoret more specifically. Everything else was okay, but our hand was also very mediocre and slow. Yeah, against Burn, you kind of just got to do what you got to do. It's a hard matchup, unfortunately, because they're just too fast most of the time. But that's okay. It's very winnable. It's not an unwinnable. It doesn't feel as bad as, say, for example, Creativity, as I showed up in the last video. Like, Creativity just feels awful, but this matchup actually feels winnable. You just gotta have decent draws. That is fine. I wouldn't call it great, but that is passable. I'm going to start off with that. Get that down. Interesting. I think we're going to play the pathway. On white. And return. We're going to do that and just set them back a turn. That is not exactly what we wanted to draw. Well, this is looking bad for the home team over here. Deck is not exactly cooperating with me. Yep, that is... I'm not going to concede, though I really want to, because I don't see how we come back after this. I mean, if we top deck exactly a Lotus Field, maybe? It doesn't do anything. I mean, sure, like I said, it doesn't do anything. We have 2 of all the cards, so it really does not matter. That is absolutely not what we were looking for. Like I said, we'll play it out, but we're pretty dead. At least they can't play the Hazard. So that's just gone. Which is great for us. They can flip their invasion. We really, like I said, we're just in a position where we have to find... Oh, you're double invasioning. Okay. I mean, it changes nothing about what we're doing. Sure. Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, we'll play the card because it makes him have to pocket, but it doesn't really matter. And one good thing is our life total has been kind of shielded because they keep going after these invasions. This turn we're going to take some damage though. And I don't know that there's a draw in my deck that gets me out of it this time, because I think by next turn they're going to be big enough that it doesn't really matter. I'm taking 3, 5, 6 damage this turn. Going to 14. They're all going to be buff. Yeah, they're going to be huge next turn. I don't foresee a draw. Yeah, we just couldn't do anything. We just couldn't draw lands. Alright, yep, we're dead. And it's a little sad, but, you know, it is what it is. That is Magic sometimes. Sometimes the draws do not always line up in your favor. Alright guys, I just want to show off a change we did before we go into the next game. We've been seeing a lot of aggressive decks show up a lot in the ladder, so we decided to cut our Hullbreaker Horror, which is, you know, really good against control, to put in another answer to aggro decks with Temporary Lockdown, and just to see kind of how that does. Just have another answer to like aggressive decks. Otherwise, we didn't really change anything else, so let's get back into it. All right. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. This hand's pretty bad. This hand's not much better, but I don't think we can afford to throw it back. Okay, so here we're going to go with the Ondoing version in case they're a Thoughtseize deck. And that was a very good draw if we can survive till next turn and not have our card get countered. If it gets countered, it gets countered. It does get countered, okay, that's fine. We're going to try for the discontinuity. They counter it again, they counter it. They did not. Though they're definitely pulling up something here. We'll just pass. We'll put the onus on them to do something. I don't care about that, that's fine. Like a guy. Sure. Okay, unfortunately we can't do both, but what we can do is this.
I won't hide from the world.
3,
No
4,
time for a break.
5. I was really wanted that to be a land. Sure.
I train every day. No one is more prepared. Meditate and prepare.
So now we're going to give them a hard choice of, do we let it die or do they counter it with the Dovin's Veto? Sure, they counter with the Dovin's Veto. Sure.
Not so fast.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Still don't think we can act yet. Okay.
You know what? I'm not done.
Okay, that doesn't really do anything against them. One, two, three, four, five. Draw a card. Have 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1, 3, 4, 5. Sure.
This is our enemy? Thank you for your help.
Not really a point in doing this, but we'll go ahead and do it, I guess.
Hurry!
Focus.
Okay. We're fine with
The past, present, and future
Sure.
are back with thoughtfulness before action.
You need to slow down.
Listen. We want to hold this up in case they try to go for some sort of combo. Sure, they'll resolve it.
Let's slow this
Sure.
down. No time for a break. We need to move quickly.
Feel the energy of battle, then guide it with water. Let your
Okay, so
blade
now we got
do the
3,
talking.
4, 5. And 4. It does draw us a card if we do it. Actually, hold on.
Enough.
Okay, then we will go.
I won't hide from the world any longer. Let's skip to the good part.
Sure.
Guards, to me.
Sure.
My prowess is unmatched.
Sure.
I have just the trick for this.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me. We must protect the people.
I'm not ready for you quite yet.
Now we will go.
Remember your training.
Sure. Sure. Now, what we want to do here is there's 6 mana left. We didn't plus. I think we want to 5. We only have 6 mana left. Draw a card. Want them to think they're getting something here. Okay, sure. Sure.
Right on schedule.
Sure.
Keep up the pace.
Sure.
Hone your prowess.
Sure.
I have got new moves to teach you.
That didn't go according to plan.
Okay. Now then. 1, 2. They definitely don't have enough to do anything about that. 3, 6. Okay, what do we want to do here? This is complicated by the fact that he's got that in play. So I think what we're going to do is activate.
I shall miss your company.
hide from the world and no time for a break.
May your blade strike true.
Okay. It's kind of a complicated game. Sure.
Hold that thought.
Keep watch for intruders.
Okay. So, think here. They'll get to scry a bunch and draw some cards. I think I'm okay with that. Sure.
I'll be back.
Okay, I want Memory Deluge and probably don't think I need any more up the beanstalks. I think my hands are mostly fine. I'm gonna let this bean stage. Resolve.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
Sure.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Okay. Now, first things first is we're gonna hit plus.
Let's skip to the good part.
Okay. Now we will. Okay, you protected your shark. Good on you.
Let your blade do the talking.
We gotta keep this in our hand in case they ever, yeah, I was just saying, in case they ever try to get the Nar set in play. 3/6. Yeah, we unfortunately can't fight this card. That's really annoying for us, but I don't think there's much we can do about it right now. Oh no, they have double Nar set. Yeah, that one you're not gonna like my answer for. Yeah, get fucked, bitch. You are not gonna get to do that. Do I want to do anything else? Not really.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, it did not work out the way you thought it would. Thought you were gonna get me.
To me.
Sure.
Let's take it back.
Remember your training.
Right on schedule. Hurry.
That's fine.
Sorry I'm late. Let's skip to the good part.
Okay. Sure.
May your blade strike true.
Three, 6, 7. What do I got in play? I got that in play.
I'm not ready for you quite yet.
Let your blade do the talking.
Again, sorry for being very quiet during this match, guys. During control games, you will notice me being a little bit more quiet than usual because it's a lot tougher in those matchups. So I've kind of got to be a lot more thoughtful with my decision making. So you're going to hear me be a lot more quiet than normal. Sure. You can go ahead. Sure.
I have got new moves to teach you.
So my guess is they might have Emperor, but we're gonna first do this.
No time for a break.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Where is it? March for 4. Okay. Sure. It's a really convoluted game 1. Nope. Three, 6, 7. That was a really good one, and we'll take that one.
We need to move quickly.
got the edge in this fight. Finally, I'm home.
Yeah, no. Get on out of here with that shit. Now, us not having a Hull Breaker in the sideboard is going to really hurt this matchup quite a bit, unfortunately. But it is what... I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so we might bring in the Pithing Needle. We'll see when we think about sideboards in a moment. I don't think we want any of these for sure. We're 2 cards over. What else do we not want? Pithing Needle is really only specifically good against their land destruction. That's all we really care about. They seem to have a hard time dealing with Dream Trawler. Makes you want to keep in the Dream Trawler. Usually we cut it. But I actually think here we might want to keep it. Cut 1 bean. Yeah, I think we'll do it like that. I just think I don't really want to cut. I don't really want to cut that card right now because it just seems really good against them. Sure. Around 11 minutes there. They have, of course, more time than that. They didn't take as many game actions as us. So we'll do this on white and say go. We'll do this on blue. Say go. We're gonna hope they go for a. If they don't, that's a bit unfortunate for us. Because we were really hoping that they would go for something that turn. Because I don't foresee us landing any spells right now. That was a good draw. I don't think they're going to care too much about that. So I do think we go for the discontinuity here, and the main reason being is it cuts him off a draw, cuts him off a body. Yes, they may slam Teferi, but we have an answer to Teferi, so we're not that worried about it. And you can slam Teferi, that's fine. Ooh, they didn't get a slam Teferi, which is super good for us. So if they can't answer that, oh, the only bad thing is it tapped badly for us. Yeah, it sucks. Auto tapper got us a little bit there. Oof. Okay. Wasn't this auto tapper. I mean, we couldn't hold up the white, unfortunately. Don't think there's really a reason to do anything. The onus is on them to do something here. So they're trying to make a 4/4. To resolve that. And then I think kill that before they untap. Three, four, so they can't do anything too disgusting to us right now. Okay, now we have double, which is going to be really, really good. Again, no reason to do anything. I think we'll get rid of that one. We still have another Dovin's Veto up if we have to. There's this reversal it. They are free to slam whatever they want here, but we had a major tempo play just now with that. That's really bad.
He's in the fight. Hurry.
Oof. Too bad we don't have the ability to do that this turn. Our one way to answer the whole breaker roar. That is unfortunate for them. We don't really care about that, sure.
Really should have seen that coming.
Okay, now 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, you get 2 cards. In 2 cards, you better find the answers. Dude, I have a haul, I'll just take it. I don't really care. Didn't do anything there either. Sure.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Sure.
I am almost sad to see you go. swords will cross again. You started this fight, but I'm going to end it.
I'm sorry, buddy. This game is very, very over.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Let's take it back.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Oh yeah, game over. See, I was very glad I didn't board out that dream trawler. That was a really long round. Ugh. Let's check our prize pack here. Cool. Let's do sure. Okay, some sort of Elvish Mystic deck. Angels. No, Angels doesn't play Mystic. I don't know what this is yet. Oh, it is Angels. Okay. Well. So I think here. So I want them to come in more to the board. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this. This card hard hoses them pretty bad. Because most of their deck is ETBs. So us doing that is really bad for them. It pretty much makes all their plays very mediocre. Unless they have a way to get rid of the Proctor, in which case they're wasting their turn doing that, and then I just play another Proctor plus Lotus Field, and they have to deal with it again, and then even if they do, I untap and wrath them, so. All roads seem to be okay here. Trying to think about Cocoing, I'm assuming. Nope. Nothing will happen here. I'll 100% block. Okay. So we'll play that tapped. We'll foretell that. And we'll say go. Yeah, this Strict Proctor is really annoying for them. And we'll get him for 3. Why would I ever block there? Now, if they just passed and it's an obvious Coco that they're holding, in which case I don't think we actually go for wrathing them, because more than likely they're going to go for the Coco at some point, in which case we just go for discontinuity. Yeah, so that's exactly what I thought was going to happen here. So, given that that's what they're going to do, we're going to play this on blue and just pass it back. Then if they just attack him with Resplendent Angel again, then we go ahead and copy the Lotus Field, in which case if they Coco at that point, we get it on tap and Wrath. So they're trying to do that. We'll discontinue that. Nope. Sure. Okay. That's fine. They just concede. That's fair. This is a really rough matchup for them. Okay. Well, they have Cocos, which I like to counter. This hits some number of their permanents, but it doesn't hit a lot, in all honesty. Like, I think our deck's mainly fine. We probably don't need as many draw cards against them, more than likely, because we're just not at that kind of game. And since we're not at that kind of game, then maybe we do want a couple of counter spells just to deal with their Cocos. I think that's about okay. Just having a couple ways to deal with Cocos. This hand is not very good, especially against what they're doing. Hand also not very good. Don't want to go to below this though, and they're a slow enough deck that I'm not that concerned about it. Actually, we'll get rid of the Temple Garden. Oh, sure, that's fine. We do not care about that at all. Sure. And she did get them with the Igonjo. That's pretty funny. Blue? no concern about any of the things they're doing so far. Alright, so let's do this. Farewell's pretty nice. The fairies are pretty nice. Trade in afterwards. Now, this may seem weird, but I actually do want to play this while they probably have Coco is the thing. We want to lull them into a sense of security, so we're going to play this now. Then if they Coco end of turn, or if they do something else, we have a follow-up answer. It's not a Coco, that's not good for them. Okay, well, I think that we just kill the Pithing Needle at end of turn. And play the Odawara. They did have the Coco. Sure. Well, that's going to make my next turn much more specific at what I'm doing. Assuming these both have flying. Yep, okay. Just making sure. Just concedes. Yeah, it's a hard matchup for him, to be fair. I made it up to Diamond before we have the rankings set over here. Well, I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this one. We'll probably do another one real soon. So, we didn't really get to test out our edition of the Temper Lockdown. However, we did play against the Control Mirror, which we did hate not having the Homebreaker Horror, but it seemed like Dream Trawler did a pretty decent job in that matchup anyway. They're going to bring out a lot of the removal or a lot of their wraths, so it's going to be a lot harder to remove. But yeah, so that was pretty good. I think that test went fine as far as that goes. Otherwise, it's just trucking along, doing its thing. Still think it's probably going to take into regionals, but it's... The only thing I'm worried about, like I said, is I'm really worried about creativity. As we saw in my Gauntlet series, when I played it, if you guys haven't watched that, please check it out in the video. I'm doing a Gauntlet series where I'm testing this deck against the best decks in the meta, doing a 5-match set each time, testing them out, seeing how it does. So far, we've done Black-Red Mid, and we've done now Blue-Red Creativity. Next up in the docket should be Mono-Green. But our plan is to try to do enough decks that we can showcase before the regional championship in a few weeks, like how it fares against the meta. But regardless, I hope you guys like that. I hope you guys check it out. But if you saw the video, you know that Blue-Red Creativity is a real problem. I thought about changing sideboard slots for it, but the problem is that the best card you can really bring in against them is really multiple Shark Typhoons, because it gives you a point of interaction with them where you have blockers that, you know, stabilize you against their attackers, as well as having threats that can actually end the game without having to really cost yourself or go down a card, because you cycle it to draw a card. So for that reason, it's probably the best card that we can do. The problem is trying to fit it in is very difficult because every card in the deck is really, really difficult to do. Right now, the cards I'd be leaning on if I were to add a couple of Shark Typhoons to the deck would be maybe cutting a Up the Beanstalk, possibly a Memory Deluge, 1 or 2 of those to put in 1 or 2 Shark Typhoons. And then in the sideboard, if we really had to put a Shark Typhoon in, it would probably take the place of Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle is really, really good and really necessary against mono green. You can still beat mono green without it, but it's a slam dunk. They only have a couple answers to it in their deck. In their lands, they do have a couple of Besajus or 1 or 2 depending on the matchup. So they don't have a lot of answers to it, and shutting down Karn just feels so good because then a lot of the degenerate things that they can do with their deck they just can't do, or things you're afraid of. Them being able to, go and fetch a Stonebrain or Brainstone, whatever it's called, to be able to, get rid of your Farewells or Teferis is really frustrating. So just having a way to say no to that's really powerful, but depending on if we think that creativity is going to be a high enough shake with the meta, it may need to take place that since we already have a decent matchup against mono green, and the only other matchups we really care about Pithing Needle for are like mono black Devotion, or mono black, Control, not Devotion, because we want to shut down like their main lands or Liliana the Veils. But outside of that, it doesn't really matter a whole lot, so we could cut it in order to put in a third Shark Typhoon or second Shark Typhoon, again depending on your cuts here, and that would have you have a more even spread against blue-red creativity. But even then, you just have a smaller, higher percentage against them. You're still going to be a dog in that fight. So I don't think there's a way without completely changing the deck to make it decent against creativity, just with the way that our deck functions compared to a regular control deck. But otherwise, that's my thoughts on the games we played, my thoughts on the matchups. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and until next time, see ya.